It was too far to walk to the zebra. Good evening everybody, Calm Biker here. Doing a little shakedown ride, I guess you would call it. I've not been on this bike in about a month. When I knew I was getting rid of the XJ6, I thought I might as well use that one once it had given me a value for it, because you can't change the mind. So I thought I might as well put a few miles on it. And then I got the new bike and I was running that one in, and this one has been up on stands with no wheels on. And I've finally got the wheels back on, with some nice brand new Michelin Pilot Road 4 tyres. Yay! I do love these tyres. Of course they're brand new at the minute, all glossy, all shiny, which apparently means they're going to be slippery. Although I was reading about that the other night, it was quite strange. Well, I say the other night, it was actually quite a while back. It was on a hangout when Mr. B was doing the hangouts before. And we were talking about tyres and scrubbing them in and different people's opinions, and there was all sorts of things from just ride normal to talking about people who say about sandpapering them, which I don't really want to take sandpaper to my tyres really, and other people who use various solvents and things to try and take off the release agent. So while I was on the hangout and it wasn't my turn to speak, I thought I'd have a quick look on the interwebs, because I mean, if you've not seen the hangouts, it's usually my job. Andy or Skeggy or somebody else will say, Rich, get on the internet, look this up, and I'll go and look up something. It'll be a new bike or a picture of something amusing and share it through the hangout. Anyway, so I thought I'd just look up all the stuff on release agents and see what the manufacturers recommended. And I was slightly surprised. Well, I was not slightly surprised, I was very surprised, and everybody else was as well. I had to share the article I found just to prove the thing that was being said, because nobody believed it. And I guess it's one of those things where, for the riders who've been riding a long time, they get a little disadvantage over newbies like me. I mean, they don't have many disadvantages, they have a lot of advantages over people like me, but the one disadvantage is you get stuck in your ways, don't you? And your things that were true 20 years ago, you think are probably still true now, even if they might not be. Anyway, ramble. In this case, the thing that turned out was not what we expected. Was I went to one of the major manufacturers' sites. Now I can't remember if it was Michelin or Pirelli or one of those. It wasn't a cheap brand. It was a proper, high quality, good quality tyre brand that makes obviously motorbike tyres, because it would make no sense talking about for car tyres on a motorbike hangout. Anyway, went and looked at it and looked at release agent, expecting to see something about how you should run your tyres in to get rid of the release agent. And what it actually said was, we don't use release agents. And apparently this is true for most tyre manufacturers. There is no release agent anymore. The materials used in the moulds and the materials used in the tyres mean you don't need them. So you might ask, why are the tyres shiny? This is what the website said too. And thought you were going to cross. The reason that the tyres are shiny still is apparently the British like shiny tyres. Can you believe it? So when you buy tyres, they actually put something on them that makes them look shiny. But you don't need it. How strange is that? But it makes it more appealing to the British and to other big motorbike buying nations too. I guess it's like fruit. I'm told that on the continent in Europe, we are, as British, looked on as a bit odd because we buy our fruit and veg and we want it to look perfect. Whereas in other countries they don't really care what it looks like, because you're chopping it up and putting it in food anyway, so why do you care if it's a bit misshapen? And it's true in the supermarkets over here. It's usually in the big supermarkets, all perfect fruit, perfectly shaped, and the other stuff goes to cattle feed and livestock feed. And yet, if we grow our own fruit and veg in the garden, we don't care what they're like. We're just that excited that we've grown our own. Anyway, so that aside, so I'm using these tyres. Well, I'm not going mad on them, but then again, do I ever? I'm just using them normally, just riding. We'll see how it goes. Not felt them being slippy or anything. It was a real rigmarole though, especially with the shoulder not being up to strength. In fact, not even being close to up to strength. It was a real rigmarole putting the wheels back on. I had Mrs. Cam trying to help me, and I trapped her finger, so I just felt guilty and said I'll do it by myself. And I had loads and loads of goes at getting the rear wheel on. Bits just kept falling off. Got the front wheel on, got the axle in, got really excited. Realised that one of the spaces had fallen off, so I had to take it out again. If you haven't taken your wheels off and put them back on, taking them off is pretty easy, putting them back on, it's like the Krypton factor. You know, so many different parts, especially at the back. You know, getting the chain on, getting the brakes on in the right place, getting everything lined up to put the axle through, and putting the spacers in because they always want to fall out. Real pain. And as it turns out, I went to a new place for the tyres because they seem to all be putting the prices up, and I went to a new place just to try it out. I was actually, because I already got the wheels off the bike a couple of weeks ago, ready for changing them, and I took them out my garage, was loading them into the car, and a chap was visiting a neighbour, and it's a guy who rides around on a big Harley, and he said to me, oh, well, you're taking them? And I told him, how much do they charge? So it's about 30 quid a wheel now, and that's not even balanced, just 30 quid to fit, so 60 quid for your pair of tyres on, you know, quite a lot of money really. He says, oh, go to Barker's, this place I've never even heard of. Brakes are working, yay. Got to think about that when you just put your wheels on, because you've always moved your pads about a bit. Yeah, he says, get yourself to Barker's, go there, they're about a tenner. I thought, well, I'll give it a try, so I gave him a call. Can you fit me in? And the fella says, oh, I'm going home, but if you get here quick, I'll do them. So I jumped in the car, the tyres were, and the wheels were already in the car anyway. Took him there, he fits them, and we got chatting. But anyway, just chatting to I do ramble on, don't I? Just chatting to the guy, he says, oh, well, if you come and get your tyres done, 12 quid they are. Do you want them balancing? Oh yeah, please. So 12 quid a wheel and then £3 to balance them. So 30 quid, half of what I would have paid. And he says, oh, if you bring your bike in, instead of charging 10 quid a wheel, I'll charge 20 if I have to take the wheels off and what have you. So I think next time I won't even bother taking the wheels off because it's too much hassle for an extra tenner, What's the point? Anyway, I've waffled and waffled out. I will have to do more Tower of Babel videos because essentially all my videos turn into a lot of babbling anyway. So I'm going to go down my little favourite twisty bit around here, get a bit of the not release agent off, a bit of the shininess off these tyres. I'll just say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my inane drivel. Ride safe, everyone, and I'll talk to you all again soon.